Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lakna. Thank you for tuning in, and in this video I am going to be talking about the upcoming full moon, which is happening April 12th or 13th depending on where you live, so we're almost there. And in Vedic Sidereal astrology, this full moon is happening at the very last degree of Virgo in the nakshatra called Chitra. So stay tuned for some of my insights. So I am super curious to hear how this eclipse portal has been treating you all, and I know that we have at the moment an overload of Pisces planets, each and every single one of us in a certain area of our charts, bringing up different things for each of us to really look at and heal. And I believe we are still in this eclipse portal, moving into this full moon, which is happening at the very last degree of Virgo, and K2 is in Virgo, so it's very close to this full moon, and we are wrapping up this cycle of Rahu in Pisces and K2 in Virgo. In May, Rahu will move into Aquarius and K2 will move into Leo. So this is like the opportunity. Chitra, this nakshatra ruling this full moon, is known as the star of opportunity and blessing. So this is a real final opportunity for us to really clear out that K2 karma, the things to do with what is holding us back and limiting us, releasing past karmic debts, to do with Virgo themes, and especially right now with this full moon, to do with the nakshatra of Chitra. And an image that actually came to mind because the previous new moon, which is connected to this full moon, the previous new moon was our solar eclipse, which we had in Pisces in Uttara Bhadrapada. And this nakshatra I really associate with Cinderella, because there is the symbol of the lucky feet, which are lucky later on, which is so symbolic of the movie Cinderella. Her feet become lucky because of the glass slipper that she leaves behind. Anyway, I just had the image come through, which comes through to me sometimes when I'm thinking about transformation and just transmutation and evolving ourselves, which is really what's happening right now. And it's just the scene where the fairy godmother is turning Cinderella into this beautiful, like, she gives her the beautiful dress, and like the pumpkin turns into the carriage, and everything is changing and transforming, which is the energy of this month of April. Is not the transformation and the end result of it, but it's that phase of Cinderella going through, like, turning around in circles. She's in this vortex. We're in the eclipse vortex or portal where everything is shifting. The pumpkin is changing into the carriage, but we are still in that phase, which is scary because everything is moving so fast, everything is shifting, and there is a lot going on that we can't understand or see. We don't know what's going to be that final end result either. We're just trusting and having to surrender a lot, and that is very K2 themed. The node K2, or the south node, wants us to ultimately be spiritually liberated and free, and that requires surrender and letting go and trusting in the process of that, trusting in the universe, in God, in your angels. And also with Virgo, also doing the necessary work that we are being called to do, that we are being aligned into. We can't just, like Cinderella, be magically turned into this beautiful princess. We have to also do the work to align with the fairy godmother. We have to release like limiting beliefs and let go of you know, negative thought patterns, and actually like rewire our brain. We need to take actual like disciplinary action each day. Virgo is all about our daily routine. The things that we do on a day-to-day basis really define who we are, and it creates us. So this is very Virgo. It's very like the day-to-day, our health, our lifestyle. It's Virgo is also to do with healing and being of service. And to be of service to the world, you need to heal yourself first. And yeah, Virgo also deals with the obstacles and delays and setbacks as well. The sixth house has a lot of combative energy. There's enemies are found in the sixth house. So this full moon could be illuminating things to us in the external world that are maybe not even intentionally being combative or being like an enemy intentionally to us, but they could be things that are draining our life force, even unconsciously. It could be things that we are doing to ourselves. It could be things that are actually in our external environment that it's time for us to now take our focus onto other things and to release those things. And yeah, I wrote down, actually, Chitra there is all of this symbolism to do with, there is the beautiful gem and the pearl, and there's these beautiful shining light of objects that are found in Chitra, and that is you. That is all of us. We have that beautiful bright light within us all. And it's about also sometimes, like with the diamond or a jewel, like sometimes we have to carve away at that. Or if it's like a beautiful statue that we are carving out of stone, in order to create that statue or to find that gem or to find the pearl, there are actions that need to be taken. We need to carve and create that. And that is what Chitra is all about, especially in the Virgo part of Chitra. It's about the actions and the sort of step-by-step things that you do to uncover that beauty that is innately within you. So yeah, I wrote down like peeling back all of the programming and the layers of all of the limitations, just picturing, yeah, carving out this statue, but instead of carving it out on a physical sense, it's like also peeling back those layers and yeah, letting go of the negative perceptions you have of yourself and of others and the world. The pearl is you. See yourself clearly. Self-concept is a big thing I feel that is coming up, and like, how do you actually see yourself? Do you see yourself clearly, or is it like all of these layers of programming and limitations that you are seeing? And the true beauty is innately within all of us. And yeah, it's just about reaching that clarity of understanding and real confidence in our worth, which is innately there. We don't have to strive to do anything. We don't have to be so ambitious and take so many actions to achieve so many things. Ultimately, we are innately valuable and whole as we are, which is a really interesting thing, because like me personally, I am an extremely ambitious person, and I have so many creative gifts that I feel is especially with Saturn now in Pisces, which is on my ascendant, I feel this responsibility that they need to be shared to help uplift and help serve the world, which there is that side to it of really taking ownership and accountability for the things that you know need to be shared and expressed into the world, and not holding yourself back. That is important. But then there are also these energies of not feeling worthy unless you do those things, and not ever feeling like it's good enough, or that you need to do so much to be a valuable person. You don't need to do any of these things. This should be coming from a place of overflowing love for yourself and respect for yourself, that you feel that you want to do these things, not from a sense of obligation in any sort of negative sense of you feeling like you don't deserve anything, because we all deserve so much. And yeah, this is a big theme with Virgo, because Virgo is very critical and perfectionistic and super detail oriented, wherever we have Virgo in our chart is where we're going to be the hardest on ourselves, and we're going to look into all the minute details and be like, no, that little thing is wrong, and we'll start everything all over again. Whereas maybe we can actually move ahead a bit, like so much more, if we weren't so hard on ourselves. And it is a powerful thing to perfect yourself and perfect your projects, to perfect that statue that you're carving out of stone. But it should come from a place of so much love and respect for yourself, not beating yourself up and feeling so bad. Like, you have to really love yourself. And yeah, it's interesting. I was listening to a podcast that I highly recommend, and I'll try and link it in this video. It is Know Thyself podcast, and I can't remember the name of the person being interviewed, but it was a doctor. I think her name was Sue something. I'll link it. And I wrote down something that the interviewer, I also can't remember his name, but he's the main interviewer in Know Thyself podcast. I wrote down something he was saying, because in this entire podcast, it's very Chitra themed things that they were talking about. And of course, I was listening to it yesterday. It came up because I was really trying to tap into Chitra. But yeah, what he said was, in the West, we are hyper focused on intellect. We try to solve our issues from the level of the problem of the issue. Instead of solving, we can dissolve by working at, we can dissolve the issues by working at a deeper level, which is so Piscean. Pisces energy wants to dissolve the issues. The intellect is more Mercury, which is ruled by Virgo. So this is the shadow of this sign, is just really trying to analyze and intellectually, through learning, through looking into statistics and research and data, to be like, no, this is how things need to be done, and following a rigid and strict rule, and getting yourself to do so much, when if you actually took a bit more time to slow down and go within and listen to your intuition and your instinct, which Chitra is ruled by Mars, and Mars is all about our instinct and really trusting that initial impulse, then we can get to that real knowing and deeper understanding of what we need to do if we just really listen to our intuition. And the interviewer was saying there's these two words, Vidya in Sanskrit is the term for that sort of book-based knowledge, and Gyan is the wisdom that we gain through deeper experiential understanding. And it's not logical, it's just it's just a knowing, and it's very, very real knowing. And yeah, just I guess it's about discerning those two things. Venus is also having a big energy come through at the time of this full moon, because Venus is turning direct on the same day. And in the sign of Pisces, directly opposing the full moon, along with the Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, and Rahu, all in Pisces, opposing the full moon. And so they're also, in a way, being illuminated by the moon. So Venus is bringing up these themes to do with our money and our finances, and art and beauty and love and romance, creativity. So these sorts of themes can come up, and shadow work is what I recommend to do. With K2 just wants us to release any of those limiting beliefs, habits, addictions that we have, anything that we're holding on to, maybe not even just from this lifetime, but from past lifetimes, from our family, like generational, ancestral wounds and traumas that we need to heal and accept and release. So these things, a lot of things can be to do with Venus, and like really ultimately comes down to loving ourselves and really honoring and respecting ourselves, and then sharing that overflowing love with the world. And this sign of Chitra, which is between Virgo and Libra, does have a lot of Venusian themes. Even the symbol of the carving out to find the beautiful pearl or the gem or the jewel, which is us, within us. There are a lot of things that happen in this nakshatra, like to create beauty, because the deity is Vishwakarma, or Vashtar, the celestial architects who design and create beauty. And in our world, like, there is the more futuristic way of making yourself beautiful, like there's plastic surgery, there's Botox, there's all these things. And like, you know, also on a more, I guess, natural level, like working out, exercising, like eating right, these sorts of themes are coming up now. And you can ask yourself, like, what aligns the most with you to do your best, to look your best, to feel your best. And Virgo is wanting us to perfect ourselves and beautify ourselves and our life, and ultimately just to be happy and to be more pure and connected with our heart and soul. So this super practical, logical, grounded sign of Virgo, grounded if they stick to their daily sadhanas or rituals and spiritual routines. This sign of Virgo, which is the full moon, is illuminating onto all of these planets in Pisces in our chart, which is showing us the area in our life where we are most wishy-washy, and we have these great spiritual dreams and aspirations and visions and spiritual ideologies and concepts, and just all of these things up in the clouds. Virgo wants us to really ground that to reality, and is asking us what are the daily routines and day-to-day, step-by-step things that we need to do to actually achieve the things that we want to, and create our reality like the celestial architect, to actually manifest our goals and dreams. So I highly recommend you look into your ascendant sign and your moon sign at least, and your sun sign can also tell you a lot. Your Atmakaraka planet, which is your planet at the highest degree, can tell you a lot as well about what is coming up with this full moon. And with this full moon, I would look at where you have which house you have Virgo in your chart is where the full moon is happening, and this house of your chart is being illuminated for purification, detox, cleansing of like these K2 themes of like loops that we've been repeating, and habits, patterns, behaviors that we need to release and let go of, that we need to rewire and realign our belief systems to purify and like have more clarity in our life, in being more connected to our soul and our truth in that area. Then the house that is being aspected would be opposite to Virgo, which is your Pisces house, sorry. And wherever you have Pisces is also being extremely illuminated with this full moon. It's shining directly onto your Pisces house with all of those planets, the Venus, Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, and Rahu. So this area where you have Pisces is what is bringing up a lot of energy to focus on in your life, where you need to create more structure, discipline, boundaries, where you need to invest more time into that area of your chart, into you, and to take more actions, and to, you know, with like being more detail oriented and perfecting your goals, your day-to-day habits and lifestyle, in order to purify that area of your life and to really achieve the dreams and goals of that area of your life. So just quickly, I'll go through the signs. If you are an Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, it's happening in your 6th house. The full moon is happening in your 6th house. So the 6th house is health, healing, being of service. It's also to do with all of these Virgo themes: purification, organization, the day-to-day habits and lifestyles. So that is what is coming up for you now to purify even more so. So maybe you might be thinking about your health in this time, or being called to your diet, maybe, or something to do with your lifestyle, and maybe it's to do with being of service to the world, and maybe you have some healing gifts to share with the world, but there are some limiting beliefs, or you're being too hard on yourself, you're not putting yourself out there enough, because you don't think it's good enough. Like sometimes it is good to just like do it messy, as I've heard. It's like, instead of not doing it at all or waiting 10 years to do something, sometimes it's better to just do it messy. And maybe that is a motto that you need to think about for the next chapter, after the new moon, which the next chapter will be a new moon on your ascendant or moon, happening in Aries towards the end of April. So that is really powerful for Aries. Like, you are stepping into a new beginning to really put yourself out there more. So maybe it is to do with your gifts that you have to offer the world. Maybe it's to do with healing. Or maybe it's to do with your health. Maybe it's to do with dealing with debts and delays and setbacks, in being more patient with yourself and not being hard and critical on yourself with those things. Like, shadow work is what I suggest in this time with this full moon. Like, it's major shadow work time, with K2 being involved, and with it aspecting then on your 12th house, which is where all the energy is coming up with Pisces. So that means what is coming up for you is spirituality and more introspection and healing. So yeah, shadow work is ideal, especially for you, Aries, because your 12th house is what is really overflowing with energies right now. Like, you're being called to be more introverted and introspective, and to sort of isolate yourself from the external world so that you can focus more on your inner world. Taurus. So Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. The full moon is happening in your 5th house. So the Virgo energy of the 5th house is coming up, which is purification, detoxification, cleansing, healing, releasing limiting beliefs, habits, addictions, anything to do with the 5th house, to do with romance, love, having fun, and also being performing, being creative, teaching as well, and children, anything to do with those themes that you need to release and let go of. And it's focusing, this full moon is shining its light on your 11th house, which is your friendship circles and communities that you hang out with, and your hopes, dreams, and wishes. So what are the actions that you need to take to really achieve your goals and dreams? Maybe you do have really big goals and dreams that you just haven't put those day-to-day, step-by-step actions in place yet, but this is the opportunity for you to really reflect and do some shadow work and reflect on, maybe it's something to do with your love life that you need to purify in your life now so that you can focus more on your hopes and dreams. Maybe it's to do with your friendship circles. Maybe there's some misalignment there, and the groups and communities that you hang out with, that you need to realign yourself more to be more in an authentic place with the groups and communities in your life. So that is what's coming up for you. For Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, your 4th house is being illuminated by the Virgo full moon, and it's directly illuminating onto all of the overload of planets of Pisces in your 10th house. So 4th versus 10th house is the family and comforts and home and security versus the more financial security and striving for success and your ambitions and your career and your growth in a more material sense, and also being seen in the world, and it's a lot to do with your purpose as well and moving towards that. So it's time for you to reflect on, is these two themes or aspects of your life in harmony and in balance? Do you feel like you can connect deeply with your family and do all of the things that you want to do with your home and your parents, your family, your loved ones, just being in that secure, comfortable connection of your home and family, while also being able to strive for success and do all of the things that you feel called to do, to be ambitious and to make your money? Do you feel like you can balance those things out? Is there any limiting beliefs or perceptions that you have that you need to heal in this time and really reflect on in this time? So Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, this full moon is happening in your 3rd house and illuminating your 9th house. So the full moon is illuminating your house to do with younger siblings and communication, social media, skills to do with your hands, writing, reading, listening, all of that sort of stuff. So maybe this is time for you to have a digital detox. I don't know if you have ever gone through your laptop and your phone and just like deleted old photos that aren't serving you, especially for you Cancer, you're so nostalgic. So old photos and memories of people that maybe you need to let go of, this is the time to do that. Maybe even going through, if you have Instagram or Facebook, like deleting people that you don't align with anymore. This is a time for detox. Maybe it's time to have a little talk with your siblings if you have younger siblings, and just connect with them and talk about things and try and bring up anything that needs to come up in this time, because shadow stuff is arising now and it's illuminating on all of these planets in Pisces in your 9th house, which is higher education, higher learning and spirituality and your dharma. So you may be having like way deeper spiritual sort of philosophical thoughts about your life, your purpose here, and maybe even wanting to travel like long distance, or like, you know, find out more about the world and yourself. And it might be connected to these, like through online and like connecting with people through like social media even, or even like wanting to express yourself through like things like YouTube. Like these sorts of thoughts may be coming up. Maybe stuff to do with your father or other gurus in your life can be coming up. And like these thoughts, you need to really think about what you want to do. Like if you have a vision to, I don't know, go on a spiritual pilgrimage in India, like write that down, and write down like, I want to do this in the next, I don't know, 6 months. I want to do this. This is how much money I need to do that. And this is what I need to achieve to be able to do that for myself. Or if you want to start learning more about a certain religion or culture, like write down the things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis to learn more about that culture. Like you need to read books, you need to go to this temple, or to whatever it is you need to do. Like, yeah, anything is possible. It just takes like doing the day-to-day tasks and step-by-step things. So yeah, you got this, Cancer. So Leo, this full moon is illuminating your 2nd house, which is to do with the throat. So it's to do with the way you express yourself, and also the food that you eat. Yeah, the way that you express yourself, your self-worth as well, and your values, and also your early childhood upbringing. So there needs to be a purification in this area of your life. And this moon is illuminating on the overload of Pisces planets in your 8th house. And so there is a major focus on shadow work for you. The things that you have been avoiding or neglecting to think about. So this is major shadow work to do with limiting thoughts and beliefs and perceptions you have of yourself, of the world, and also maybe unconscious patterns, maybe addictions and things to do with, maybe it's your food and your diet, and the way that you see yourself, your self-worth, and the things that you value. There needs to be a bit of a reflection on these things. And yeah, what are you holding yourself back from? And do you love yourself? Do you value yourself? These are questions to really ask yourself. And why? If not, why? Like yeah, stuff to do with the early childhood is coming up right now. So it's like major healing is taking place for you. Having like so many planets in your 8th house is really intense, but it's so powerful, it's so transformative. It's like in the beginning, if you heard me in the video talking about like the transformation that Cinderella goes through, where she's becoming this beautiful princess, you are, especially Leos, like sun, moon, or rising Leos, like you are really going through that massive transformation. You are evolving from like a caterpillar into a butterfly. It feels intense right now because you're in that phase where everything is shifting and changing, and it doesn't feel comfortable because you literally have to let go of the old version of you. So yeah, things can come up now, and like heavy things can come up right now because you have the strength now to face those things. And Leo, like you rule the strength card in tarot, like you are so strong. So you, out of all the signs, like you have so much strength to be able to see and feel and deal with these things that are coming up now. And you may be more interested in spiritual topics and taboo things like astrology and tarot and things like that, like, yeah, go for it. Like, use those tools, and yeah, anything sort of occult to help you, to guide you in this time. Connect with your spirituality, with God, angels, like your spirit guides, whoever you believe. Your psychic gifts and intuition is going to be really heightened at this time, having that overload of Pisces in your 8th house. It's bringing up a lot, and it's really to help your internal psychology and to help transform you. So Virgo, this full moon is happening right on your ascendant or your sun or moon, and this full moon is illuminating onto all of the overload of Pisces planets in your 7th house. So there is a lot of energy and focus and just people really coming up in your life. There's so much to do with other people, relationships, friendships, business partnerships. The people in your life is what there is a lot of focus on, but this full moon is now going to be illuminating you and your mind, your body, your spirit, and how do you feel? How is your physical body? Like, is there anything within you that needs that purification and detox and cleansing? This is a really powerful time for you, especially to fast if you feel called to, or like, I don't know what your health is at the moment, but if you can't fast, at least, you know, just like drink lots of water, cleanse in whatever way that you feel called to. But your health can come up right now, things to do with your physical, mental, spiritual health, and how that is being affected by the people in your life. Maybe for your spiritual health, do you need to have better boundaries with the connections in your life? Maybe you need to have better self-worth in yourself and to really show up more for you. And yeah, all of this focus on the other people in your life is happening to illuminate to you what needs a detox and cleanse and purification, so that you are sure that the people in your life are truly aligned with your heart and your soul, that your relationships are authentic, that you feel comfortable and free to be you, that you can put up boundaries and not feel afraid that someone will disrespect you or disrespect your boundaries, like that you can fully authentically be free and be yourself around every single person in your life. This is what the full moon is bringing up, and it's a good time to do shadow work on yourself and like your mind, body and spirit, and any areas within you, within, maybe it's your physical body, maybe you need to make a plan to, I don't know, work out differently, to maybe add some more sadhanas, some like spiritual practices to help ground you more. Maybe it's about dealing with certain people in your life differently so that you have a more peace of mind. I know that learning to say no to people is such a powerful thing. It brings you so much peace once you learn, if you've been a people pleaser your whole life, and then learning that it's okay to say no. Things like that. Like, it's time to do shadow work on, are you comfortable with yourself when you're around the people in your life? And if not, what needs to change and be cleansed, purified and released? Then we have Libra, Libra, sun, moon or rising. You have the full moon illuminating your 12th house, and the full moon is shining its light on the overload of Pisces planets in your 6th house. So you have the full moon illuminating the area of your life to do with transcendence and spirituality and moksha, and just like really connecting with God, source, with spirituality, all of the things that require isolation So that is required in order for you to be of service to the world. The sixth house, which is being illuminated, and what's being illuminated for you with this Pisces energy is your health, healing, being of service, the daily habits and routines that you make, and also debts and delays and like setbacks, and how do you deal with all of that. And so there needs to be a purification happening with the 12th house energy, maybe a balance in isolating yourself and being more introverted, so that you can also go out and be really extroverted when you need to be, and healing, being of service to the world, and also thinking about your health on a more practical level versus on the spiritual level. Are you doing both of those things? Yeah, it's just a time to reflect on your mental, spiritual, physical health, healing, spirituality. Scorpio, the full moon is happening in your 11th house. So this moon is illuminating onto the Pisces planets happening in your 5th house. So you are overflowing with creative juices right now. There is a lot of creative sparks of inspiration and ideas and things just overflowing, and maybe also with love, romance, and children as well, maybe teaching or wanting to perform or act or do anything creative. These sorts of ideas and thoughts and creativity is coming up for you. And so Virgo is illuminating on that, asking you to really create those daily step-by-step goals and plans so that you can do all of the creative things that you want to, and also to, you know, fit in romance into your life and to fit in your children, and like all of these aspects of your life are so important. And because the moon is illuminating your 11th house, it's a lot to do with the friendship circles and the communities in your life that can be coming up. Are they aligned with your lifestyle and your authenticity? Do they align with that, the groups and communities that you're a part of? And also your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Maybe this is connected to your creativity, and there needs to be more of a clarity around your hopes, dreams, and wishes, which only comes through that deep inner work and really going within and making sure that everything that you're working towards with your creative goals, and even your any sorts of goals that you have, just ensuring that they are fully aligned with what you want for yourself. And these, we're always growing and changing and evolving, and sometimes the goals that we make, we change our minds, and that's okay. This is the time to reflect on that, because especially with Mercury going direct now, the Mercury retrograde to direct phase can be this energy of sometimes we want to change our plans and reroute ourselves, and that's okay as well. So yeah, that's Scorpio. Sagittarius, your Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising, the full moon is happening in your 10th house and illuminating all the Pisces planets in your 4th house. So there is a major energy and influence and focus coming up on your family and your home, your comforts, and also your subconscious mind and your internal world that is being asked to be of focus, and your security, and being your emotional security, really. And what is coming up for purification now is your career, and maybe you are someone who works a lot and you don't make enough time for your family. If that's the case, this will really significantly come up now for you, and you're being asked to create more balance so that you feel not only financially secure and physically secure, but also emotionally secure. So yeah, it's an important balance for us all to make, even when it's hard, especially like in the society that we live in, especially for like I know a lot of single mothers out there who are literally like superhuman, like they have to do so much to pay their bills, to get by, and then to make that emotional time and connection for their kids is also really hard. But it's about like taking more, like, I guess, trusting more and letting go of the limiting beliefs around that, allowing yourself to feel the pain and the hardships of that, but also then taking as much accountability as you can and taking ownership for your life and deciding that you are going to figure out how to do it the best way possible, and trusting that the universe will help you to align your life in the best way possible and balance out that home versus job and career and success. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. This full moon is happening in your 9th house, which is aspecting the overload of Pisces planets happening in your 3rd house. So the moon is illuminating the area of your life to do with your dharma, your purpose, spirituality and higher education, higher learning, things to do with religion, and also foreign travel and the gurus in your life, the teachers, and your father as well. So there needs to be a purification in these areas of your life. More of a cleanse and a clarity needs to take place in these areas of your life so that you can take more action and really create a more step-by-step detailed routine for yourself to accomplish some things that are to do with the 3rd house, to do with your communication skills and expressing yourself, writing, reading, teaching, like listening, also any sorts of work to do with your hands and skills with your hands. Also could be some themes to do with your younger siblings coming up. But yeah, there's some big things coming up to do with your purpose and your calling, and really taking more action with that, and you'll feel more courageous to do that, which is, yeah, this is a powerful place for you, Capricorn. And the full moon in Virgo is really, really helping you. It's in good aspect for your chart. Capricorns, I feel like, are really about to embark on a brand new beginning. Like the sign of Capricorn has ended Sadisati, or any sort of like harsh connection to Saturn, and is now, it's like you've achieved, and like the culmination of the hardships and the lessons have been learnt for Capricorn energy. So now it's about starting a new life now, that is, things will get easier and be more aligned for you, and you're reaping the rewards of all of the hard work of the previous years. So I believe it's a really good time for Capricorns. Aquarius, this Aquarius Sun, Moon or Rising, this full moon is happening in your 8th house and is illuminating onto your 2nd house, where you have the overload of Pisces planets. So this is intense because the 8th house is being illuminated at this time, which is bringing up maybe things that you have hidden from yourself. Shadow work is so important, especially for Aquarius right now, because the things that we hide from ourselves are the biggest shadows. That is ruled by the 8th house, and it's all about doing that inner work to uncover those things. And you may be called to look into more astrology or tarot or any sort of occult learnings to help you do that. That will be perfect for you in this time, and you will have you will be more sensitive at the time of this full moon. So just protect your energy and be more cautious. Like, don't be afraid. It's a powerful thing to have more heightened awareness. Take it as a gift and a blessing, and just, if you have a protective crystal or some sort of protective thing that you do before you go out into the world, do that, because you'll just be more tapped in, and the answers will just be so, like, they'll be trying to pop into your face, just be open to that, but also take it easy and stay, if you can, at the time of the full moon, just stay as low-key as you can. It's a good time to go within and be more introspective. The illumination of all of those planets of Pisces in your second house is bringing up stuff. So the things that can be coming up is to do with your self-worth, and how you view yourself can be to do with how you express yourself as well. Could be to do with your diet and the food that you eat. Could be to do with some really early childhood wounds and traumas could be coming up in this time. So it is a really deep time right now, and this overload of Pisces planets in your second house is really giving you energy to heal that, the way that you express yourself, to be as clear and confident as you can, and to reevaluate your values in life, and ensure that they are aligned with your heart and your soul. As, like, we're always shifting and changing, and our values can also change, and and reflecting on our self-worth. Like, that's the deepest shadow work that needs to be done right now, is, do you truly value yourself, and do you love yourself, and are you nourishing yourself with the foods that align with your heart, body and soul as well? That's something to reflect on. Pisces, sun, moon or rising, the full moon is illuminating your 7th house, and you have an overload of planets in your 1st house. So for a while now, Pisces have been just super, like, it's like something is up our butts. Like, we're just being pushed forward, and not just forward, actually, we're just being pushed in all different directions by all of these planets in Pisces: Venus, Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune and Rahu. They are just pushing us in all different directions to do all of the things that we need to do for our physical self. So for our body to feel strong and healthy and good and nourished, and also in order to, like, really love our physical vessel that we're in and take care of it, and our mind, our body, our spirit as well, on a more spiritual sense, emotional sense as well. But it's really, all of this energy is on us. Pisces, I feel, is the most selfless sign, that is always giving and being so sacrificial of oneself. So this is a really powerful time where we are finally getting all of this energy onto Pisces to help Pisces really put themselves first, and to really do all of these beautiful things and these visions that Pisces tends to have, to actually ground them into reality. The Virgo full moon is illuminating on that, to be able to just giving us that inspiration to plan step-by-step details on a day-to-day basis. What do we need to do to achieve what we want to achieve, and especially to do with ourselves? So maybe it's to do with like our spiritual self and healing on an emotional level. Like, we need to meditate 10 minutes every day. For our physical health, like, what are we going to eat? Like, are we going to start meal prepping maybe, or going to, like, creating a gym routine, or like some sort of workout routine? Like, really just creating a grounded lifestyle for ourselves so that we can thrive on earth and not just like up in the clouds. And also, because the full moon is illuminating the 7th house, what is being illuminated to us is a lot to do with the other people in our life and how they have maybe been holding us back from being able to really be our best selves, and any sort of limiting beliefs that we have maybe developed through our family, through our upbringing, or through like our friendships or our partnerships that aren't serving us. Maybe we need to have better boundaries with the people in our life, or speak up for ourselves more, assert ourselves more, so that we can look after ourselves more and have all of this energy of like the Venus, Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, and Rahu that is happening right now, these planets in our first house, which are teaching us different areas, like different themes to help us really embody our best selves. Like Venus in the first house right now is wanting us to beautify ourselves and to, like, you know, dress the way that we want to, and like, yeah, dress authentically and make sure we look after ourselves. Like even exercise and working out can be seen with Venus to to really create the best version of ourselves on a physical level. The Sun in our first house, and I'd say also like Saturn and Rahu, are wanting us to really have boundaries and stick up for ourselves and to shine our light no matter what the other people in our life may say or think. Neptune is wanting us to authentically shine that creative, otherworldly energy that we have, no matter what other people think, to just be ourselves. Neptune is very Piscean. That is just truly just being ourselves and unconditionally loving of the world and of others, even if the world isn't accepting of that. Like, who cares? Just be yourself. But yeah, that is just some of the themes I see coming up for all of the zodiac signs. I'm gonna leave the video at that, but I will see you all in the next new moon video. I am going to try to do each ascendant, sun, moon, and rising signs as well in my videos now, but I can't, I don't want you to all expect that from me, but I'll do my best to do that. I do have a lot of creative things that I'm working on at the moment. I'm a Scorpio moon sign, so I've got like an overload of planets in my 5th house right now, which is just like, I can't keep up with all of the creative things that are happening. So I can't guarantee, but I will try. But if not, I will see you all in my next new moon video, whether it's a detailed analysis or if it's just like a general overall energetic insights thing. Yeah, I hope that you all have a beautiful full moon. I hope this illuminates all the things that you're ready to face and heal, and that you're able to see that so clearly, and that you're able to deal with it in the best way for your heart and soul to be able to process and just like, yeah, feel more free and to feel more Ketu, more spiritually liberated. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your April, and I will see you all in the next new moon video.